back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. So I am back again with another let's sit down and talk kind of video. And yes, I am in a different room because the lighting in my room sucks and I don't have all these lights and stuff. So yeah, if you are ever wondering why I started making this kind of video, because I did one where I talked about being introverted, and then this is the second one. It is because I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos where they actually just kind of like sit down and talk about relevant topics, like about life, or like about how to stay motivated, or like being true to yourself, things like that. And to be honest, after watching all those things, it made me feel good and it made me feel encouraged, and I also would like to do the same. I have this notebook where I write about like my thoughts on certain things, kind of like journaling actually, but not really. And nobody really gets to read it. And after watching all the sit down kind of videos on YouTube, I realized that this is a good platform to like share something encouraging to people, and hopefully we would get someone encouraged by it the way I was encouraged by this kind of videos. So now that that is out of the way, let's just get right into the video. So today's video is inspired by this book called 1 Month to Live by Carrie and Chris Shook. And as I was listening to it, because I have the audiobook, as I was listening to it, there's this one question that really struck me, which I think is the whole point of the book, kind of. And the question goes like this: if you know you only have 1 month to live, how would you live your life? And the title of the first chapter of the book is very catchy too. It's called Living the Dash. To explain it further, you know how it is etched on like the headstones of people that pass away? Aside from the name of the person, written there are 2 dates and a dash. So the first date actually tells us when that person was born, and the second date tells us when he or she died, and then in between those dates is a little dash. And how the writers put it in the book is that whenever they would see headstones with that 2 dates and that little dash in between, they can't help but wonder like what transpired in that dash, like from the day that person was born up to the day that that person passed away, like what happened in between those days. It made me question myself, like right now that I'm actually still in my dash, how am I living it? Like how are we living our dash so far? I remember a quote that says, live today as if it were your last. So for me, if I know I only have a month to live, I would spend the rest of my life living it fully. You know, I would spend quality time with the people I love. I would be more expressive, like about how I feel towards them. I would be fully present whenever I get to spend time with them. I would go places, because it's one of the things that I actually love to do. I want to see the world. And I would probably experience all the things that I really wanted to do, like surfing, deep sea diving, I don't know, like maybe play in the rain, you know, even the simple things that makes you happy, or the things that would leave handprints in the hearts of the people around you. Just basically living a better, if not the best life. Let me ask you something. How many times do we take advantage of the day to say I love you to the people that we love? How many times do we take advantage of the day to let them know that we care, to let them know that they matter or that they're special to us? How many times do we take advantage of the day to be a source of encouragement to other people? How many times do we take advantage of the day to seize every opportunity we are being thrown with, to always choose to do good, to always choose to do better, and to live a better life. Do we choose life, or do we choose to see the negative, letting fear paralyze us? Do we let our busyness cloud our view to the point that we no longer have a clear perspective of what's really important anymore? So we continue on riding the bike of our lives without any balance. So we struggle, we hardly move, and in so many cases, we fall. We go through the same cycle over and over again, hoping that things will get better, leaving us beaten and burnt. And then we start to wonder why, in spite of all the efforts that we put in, things are still going downhill and we keep crashing to the ground. And the funny thing is, we keep doing the same futile effort, hoping for a different result. And again, we wonder, and the cycle continues. And we go through the cycle over and over and over and over again. And before we know it, we are actually at the end of our dash already. And then we regret. There's this quote from one of my favorite books. It's called Tuesdays with Morrie. It's a really good book. If you haven't read that, I highly recommend that you read it. It's really, really good. And yeah, anyway. So in the book, Mr. Morrie said, oh, by the way, it's based on a true story. Just saying. Okay, so anyway, in the book, Mr. Morrie said, everyone knows they're going to die, but nobody really believes it. Because if we did, we would do things differently. And it just made so much sense to me. Many times in my life, I have missed opportunities just because I didn't have the courage to say yes to life. I didn't have the courage to say yes to what could have been such a great adventure. I've always believed that water is my element. I love being in the water, so I have been wanting to go deep sea diving. But somehow fear cripples me. You know, not knowing what really is under there, or like what is like beyond the reef, really gives me the chills. And so I have been putting it off like for a long time. Even up to this very day, I haven't tried it yet. Even though I have friends telling me that it's really beautiful underwater, because they've tried deep sea diving, obviously. And how relaxing it feels when you're underwater. I don't know. Many times I have missed opportunities of spending time with people I love because I let my busyness get in the way, thinking that if I don't do this, if I don't work, then I won't be able to like help them out. But at one point I had to ask myself, like, is this all worth it? Is what I do adds value to my life and also in the lives of the people that I care about? As it is, most of us still runs after the things that we think are more important. I don't know, it could be earning more money, or like owning more property, or like having the latest gadgets, or like the latest cars. I mean, I'm not saying that having all these things is bad. Of course, earning more money is always good. Owning more property is always good. Having the latest car or the latest gadget, it's good. It's good if you can afford it. And I don't just mean financially afford it, but like our time with our family, our health, physical and mental. Is it worth sacrificing just for us to have more? I think we should also always keep our balance. Yes, wanted to have more. As Mr. Morrie would put it, like in the book Tuesdays with Morrie, he said that there's kind of like a form of brainwashing going on in our world, which is kind of evident, to be honest. Like our minds are being programmed to believe that having more is good. So we try to get more and 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 more. But we're still not satisfied. Because the truth is, all these things doesn't really give us satisfaction. All these things will never really give us the feeling that we are looking and probably longing for, no matter how much of them we have. You want more, so you do more. Working twice or probably 3 times as hard that you don't get to spend time with your family anymore. Yes, you get the more that you wanted, but how's your relationship with your spouse? How is your relationship with your children? You know how the Bible says, teach us to number our days? If only I would live in such a way that my days are numbered, I would most probably live differently. I would be more loving. I would be more caring. I would be more generous with my time and with all the things that I can share with other people. I would probably be more adventurous. But you know what I think would give us satisfaction? It's the love and support of our friends and family. It's giving the world what we have to offer. Like we can do charity works, maybe volunteer for a cause, or maybe do as simple as just offering your time. Maybe you're a shoulder to lean on, or your listening ear to other people. I don't know, it could be a family member, or it could be a friend. Now, I'm not an expert on this. I'm actually just sharing my thoughts, but this is my realization. I think we should start doing the things that gives purpose to our lives and joy to our hearts. And we should stop doing the things that we don't even want to do, trying to impress the people we're not sure we even like. I actually started by identifying what my priorities are, or what am I passionate about, or what are the things that makes me feel most alive, and actually start living my life with that in mind. Now, I still fail most of the time, letting some opportunities pass, but I would always try again. I no longer let peer pressure get a hold of me. I try to be adventurous from time to time. I went places and actually tried doing some of the things that scares me. I actually tried making friends, like me initiating the conversation, which I don't really do because I'm very introverted, but I tried. I have accepted emceeing jobs which required me to like speak in front of so many people, like people I don't even like know personally. But yeah, I try. I still have a lot of things to work on, but I keep trying. Every day that I get the opportunity to wake up, I try. I would want to leave a mark, even though not so grand or like not so big, but big enough that when I'm already gone, people who would like look at my headstone would say that that little dash, little as it may be, was well lived. So that is my take or my thoughts on this topic. I hope that you guys liked it. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you feel encouraged. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.